Hello, everybody, and welcome to Strange Tales from Outer Space. You may notice that we are missing a doc, and instead we have a photo of a wedding chapel in Vegas. And the reason for that would be because Doc is currently in Vegas, and I, for one, have a bet that he's going to come back married. What about you, Indigo?
I think you're going to lose that bet pretty badly.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think gay marriage is legal in Vegas.
That was a very inappropriate joke, but I think
I'm sorry.
it.
All of the photos that he keeps posting online are of him and other men, and some of them are men in only underwear. So I just can only assume.
I actually haven't looked at them, but I think I will now. That came out wrong. That's not what I meant.
I mean, you said what you meant. You meant what you said. So,
I don't think you're going to decide that, so that's not a thing. So, that having been said, Indigo, how was your week, my friend?
My week was pretty chill. I did a 5K with my mom yesterday for the first time. She decided to muster up enough courage to actually go out and do her first run. So she was really excited about that, and it was a lot of fun. Got to do that. Then last night went and got some drinks with some friends for a birthday, and I've just been continue on the construction / purchasing of stuff for the new streaming room. So
yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, Indigo's lucky. He's getting an enormous TV to put in his room so that he could sit on a couch and like stream Xbox games or whatever. Lucky jerk.
And PC, all of the games.
All of the games.
How about your week?
My week was a little boring. I used it mostly for relaxing. I didn't wake up until like I don't know, something PM, like I guess 3 or 4 or something like ridiculous like that on Saturday. And then I went and got the same drinks with Indigo. Not the same drinks. That sounded weird. I was actually
drinking out of my glass.
Yeah, on a regular basis. It was. Is that not how it works here? That's how it works in Egypt, so I don't know. Maybe America's different.
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of learning web development because I want to make some tools for queue times, and I'm a stupid amount into learning JavaScript. Like HTML I have down, CSS I have down. JavaScript is hard compared to those two things. And I have actually a friend at work that is constantly like, oh yeah, you should just do this and this and this. And he speaks, this is Tom, you know Tom. And he just speaks in like fluent JavaScript, and I'm like, bro, no, not yet, not yet. You need to go slow. But yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun to learn that kind of stuff. I'm still working through it. That having been said, Doc, how was your week? Just kidding. We'll ask you that next week when you're probably still going to be hungover from this weekend. With that, we can move on to the Strange Tales of the Week.
Now, before we continue on with that, we do have to preface this that it is going to be a shorter episode this week.
That is true. Partially because there's not a lot of news, and partially because it's just the two of us. And if we sit here and just talk the two of us about things for a long time, we will kill each other.
That, and let's be honest, Doc is the note getter for STOS. So.
That's true. That is his job. But we did get some actually pretty interesting stuff. Let's hop over and take a look. First of all, there was an interesting event that I actually hadn't heard about until today. Devs in Space happened, which for those of you that don't know, was a period of time on December 10th where on both the EU and NA servers at different times, devs were queuing up for expeditions with players, which is really fun.
Yeah, and that was to encourage the expedition, like gear and stuff like that you would get for it. It was to encourage people, hey, not only are you going to get rewards by doing this, but you're also going to be
earning space chase stuff.
Yeah, well, you're going to also be able to possibly play with a dev.
Yeah. So you earn space chase stuff, earn normal expedition rewards, and get to play with a dev. I haven't heard of any funny stories like when they were doing PvP. I heard a bunch of funny stories about people playing with devs, either stomping on them or getting stomped on by them. But as for this one, I haven't really heard anything about it, but maybe next week some people will like release some funny Reddit posts because I always look forward to seeing those. Yeah. If you
CRB so-and-so is atrocious, they should never play this game.
Or CRB so-and-so must have been using console commands because I could not get them to die. Like I heard that about time travel. But then again, time travel is just kind of good at the game. Like from all I've seen of him, top DPS and top heals in an instance that we were in once. That was hilarious. So yeah, I wish I had known about this sooner. You didn't get a chance to experience the queuing with devs, did you? That's unfortunate.
No.
Yeah, we kind of missed out, unfortunately, but hopefully next time we can pull it off.
The next little thing is pretty cool. I mean, we've been talking about it, but it's the first sort of actual official announcement of the Winterfest.
Yeah.
Which, yay, finally some publicity.
Yeah. We've been talking for a long time about how they aren't putting enough effort into getting this information out there. But they put it on their blog finally. And, you know, have some new photos that I don't think I've necessarily seen before. At least I can't place them. So
if you've played a WildStar and somehow didn't know about Winterfest, but still go to their website and still didn't know when it was coming out, you will now know when it's coming out. Yeah, this is kind of a useless post, isn't it? Like, everybody that would see this post already knows. I mean, it does give us some interesting little photos, but... Well, it allows people, I mean, this is necessary. They need to post something like this because this is something that they can tweet out. They can Facebook, which other people could retweet.
That's true.
Blah, blah, blah. Versus... It's
pretty astute, actually. Very surprising.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Now, I think, and this is just me, a fun video would have taken them a million times further.
Yeah, articles rarely go viral, especially of the advertising variety, but videos... It's hard to prevent them from going viral if you're a company like WildStar. Like, you have a lot of clout with your player base that you can use to make a video go viral.
Well, and especially if you make it interesting. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
and fun. Like, it doesn't even need to be that informative. It's just something fun that has to do with Christmas in the WildStar style. And then at the very end say, WildStar, Winterfest, these are the dates. Be there, bitch. It's free. And then that's it. End of the video. And you get people watching it. And, like... Maybe like a 5%, you know, conversion rate on that video. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Did you read the disclaimer at the bottom of this article?
So
at the very bottom of the article, in italics, Protostar Corporation disclaimer. The Protostar Corporation is not legally responsible for injuries received in the Supermall holiday, including splorg seizures. I don't know what a splorg seizure is or how I would... experience a splorg seizure, since a splorg is a different... Anyways, your imminent bankruptcy, go fuck yourselves, the near certainty of artificial snowflake ingestion, or any and all across-the-board real-time variations in market value for goods and services. Also, clone flu is not a thing, so stop saying it is.
Nice.
I thought that was a nice touch. Yeah, that's Winterfest. We talked about Winterfest already, so...
A million times.
Go look at all of our old episodes, including episode 1. We talked about.
Yes, actually, we had pretty early in the whole run of this. We
talked about Christmas.
Talked about Winterfest.
Yeah, we had some leaks for this stuff pretty fucking early. So.
Oh yeah.
Excuse my French.
Oh yeah, because we've never fucking cursed on this show.
Speaking of stuff that we talked about earlier, we talked about Space Chase and the fact that it added some currencies and how we were upset by that. They released a blog post specifically explaining what you do with the Space Chase currencies.
Yes.
Which is a bad sign, I think. If you need to make a blog post about it that explains.
You get one form of currency.
And then you exchange it for another.
Yes, and then that currency allows you to get something else.
Right. So for those of you who are listening to the audio version of this podcast, you can't see this little handy-dandy graphical guide. You play I'm just reading down the list of things. You play an expedition. You earn eco-particles, which you can trade or sell on the commodities exchange, which is fine. Or you can exchange them at Exchanger Beano for chits. And then with those chits, which you can also get with Ncoin or Omnibits, you can buy decor packages, or, with those chits that you can also get with Ncoin or Omnibits, you can use them at the vendor, who's called Collector Torio, and buy spaceship parts for the event, or you can use Ncoin or Omnibits to buy decor packs which can contain aforementioned spaceship bits. This is not simple enough at all. I don't get the exchange. Like, why do they go through an exchange? Can anybody explain the exchange?
So the whole reason for this is because the eco particles are tradable and not account bound, but the chits are bound and you cannot trade them. So they had.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still listening.
So because they wanted to make them tradable but not make the chits tradable, they had to create a second, like, I don't know.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, mechanically, I get what you're saying. You're transferring something from a tradable nature to a non-tradable nature, and then when it's not tradable, you can use it to get the reward. I don't know why they want that, though. I can't fathom the mindset behind that. Like, I get it on a mechanical level. I don't get it on a motivational level.
Okay, so this is my suspicion, and this is just me purely guessing.
All right.
If you make something tradable in the auction house that is also equal to omnibits or Ncoin, so dollar value stuff, it opens the market for not win trading, but it opens the market for people to illegally transfer money.
Oh, I see. That's quite unfortunate that that concern led to probably one of the more convoluted systems I've ever seen in any video game.
Again, pure speculation.
Sure. Yeah.
Speculation.
It's better than my speculation, which is, I don't get it. Like, that's the extent to which I understand this decision. But at least yours has some kind of a logic behind it as opposed to mine.
Yeah, because if they made chits tradable in the auction house, then you could turn around and...
Because then you wouldn't use your Ncoin or Omnibits to buy the chits. But then you just buy the... Alright, fuck it. I'm done trying to explain this. If you have a better explanation, email me at Krug.
This is what I personally think. I think they should have gotten rid of the eco particles and gone straight to chits.
Yeah. I don't see what...
not made it tradable.
Yeah, whatever. Like, not a huge fucking... I mean, people would have complained regardless. I'm just the kind of guy who complains when stuff is convoluted. and unnecessarily complicated versus the guy who complains when I don't have the freedom to do X, Y, Z. So, yeah, there's also some other information on this post about the event as a whole. So, go ahead and take a look at it if you're into the whole Space Race event thing. I'm sorry, it's Space Chase. I keep saying Space Race. Yeah. Anything else you want to point out about Space Race?
Nope. All speculation.
Cool.
Huh?
I said cool. Cool.
So the next thing is kind of an issue. It's really strange. Okay, so we had talked about this last week about the that they were changing the raid reset days from Tuesdays to Wednesdays because that's when they do their server maintenance, and they thought it would probably be a good idea to just do everything.
Do them both at the same time, yeah.
Which to me makes perfect sense. Back end changes, front end changes, all in the same time, so that we're not losing twice as much time away.
Right.
I get that, but and this is where the problem ensued. Is that they announced this, they made the change, and they said, hey, this is what's going to happen. These are the dates, blah, 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 blah. Everyone went, great, yay. Actually, before I get into the real problem, the first problem is that people are a bunch of whiny little bitches.
Not wrong.
The first complaint was like, oh, I see that you put it in PST time, but you're too lazy to tell us over where in the EU what our time zone is. It's like, dude, use the fucking Google. Like, come on. Like, when other companies are in a different time zone as me, I don't immediately just go, why couldn't they tell me my time zone? It's just like, go online.
I've been working with a company in New York at least once a week for the past couple months. And every single time I ever want to have any interaction with them, I'm either super early or super late, depending on like, oh yeah, I accidentally doubled the amount of time in the time zone difference, or I completely forgot about the time zone difference. I just forget. Like, I just assume that for everybody it is now 5:15, but it is not. Not even close. Actually, a majority of people, it is not 5:15 right now, and I'm just being super selfish. But can't blame me. It's a weird part of life that you normally don't have to deal with.
And that's fine. And you making that mistake is completely acceptable. But bitching at the fact that someone
Oh yeah.
else
I'm just
doing
saying, like, cut them some
for you-
slack. Like, I can't get mad because I just do it all the time
Yeah.
with time zone differences. And the other thing is, the other company, when they try to contact me, they also always do it wrong. They always contact me at 6 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm in the bathroom. Is this an emergency? No. Oh, right. You're in California. Yeah. Can you call me back in 2 hours? Yep. Click. Done.
Yeah.
And then I finish my poo.
All right. And so the big issue really is this weird time change. So because they don't want to give people additional time, what they're doing is they say, okay, if you are raiding on Tuesday, you have Tuesday to Tuesday, and then we're going to wipe your character on Tuesday.
Not wipe your character, wipe your raid progress.
Yeah, wipe your raid progress, sorry. And then we're also going to do it again on Wednesday. So that, but if you don't start your raid progression until Wednesday, then it's only going to get wiped on Wednesday. And I think that makes sense to me because they've got to do something funky somewhere to make sure that everyone's equal. So
I will advise this: if you're just coming into this situation, which I mean, you would have had to just attuned and like just started reading about raiding stuff and not really been very active on the forums in order for this to just be hitting you for the first time. Don't read anything else about it aside from the red text in the post in our show notes. This is the only thing to read. Don't pay attention to any of the rest of the stuff because then it gets confusing. Like the top paragraph, I'm just going to say this for fun because the way it's worded is just hilarious to me. Sorry guys, we messed up. The original messaging was actually correct. The raid resets are a complicated system, and we did not understand all the details fully. We apologize for the confusion and inconvenience. Please disregard the strike-through text below. The messaging in red is correct. Like, oh, you guys fucked up bad. Like, this is... So they had to include the incorrect information to make the correct information understandable to people who already knew the...
Yep.
Just a mess. Fumbling over themselves a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is a little bit rough. So we'll see how this all happens. The raid resets are happening December 15th. So, yeah. And 16th.
Yes.
Depending on your time.
On December 15th and then again on December 16th.
Yep. So, yep, there's that. Yeah, if the
moon is in its third quarter and Saturn is at its zenith, and Plato is running on the beach with his sandals.
Okay. The next little thing is we go from raiding to PvP.
Yeah.
The standings for this season's so far as of 12/3, the ratings for them. And by the way, the EU just rocking it at PvP apparently.
Yeah, they trounced PvP.
Yeah, their number one team is 163 wins to 12.
And the NA top score is 89 to 15.
Yeah.
So a worse score all around. Less wins, more losses.
Yeah. Their win score is 93.1%, while ours is 85.6. But the real thing that is the best is the fact is that the number 3 team in the EU, their team number or their team name is this housing?
Yeah, that's the best. Some of these team names are hilarious. Like there are 2 in NA, number 5 and number 6. Number 5 is Thug Stompin' Bras, and number 6 is Hood Stompin' Thugs. These are fucking hilarious.
The number 6 team in EU is what is that damage?
What is that? No, it's what is that damage? It's in all caps. You have to.
Mr. Fancy Pants, also on there.
I like 11. It's 2 medics and a warrior, fucking straight to the point.
Number 14, Team.
Team. And that's also straight to the point. It is a team that is a team. It's good.
One Shot Cleave. Like, these names are the best because you always have to come up with like a fun, awesome
because
name.
when you get on the rankings, podcasters will talk about you and laugh.
Well, and if you notice also, like, you can see the EU rankings, like, oh, these guys went up, these guys went down. If it's got a dash on it, that means that they haven't been ranked previously.
Correct, yeah.
And if you look at the NA, only 2 teams
have
were
been
ranked.
previously ranked, yeah, and they didn't deviate very highly, and then everyone in
They did
EU,
this.
yeah, bloop. Everyone in
Last
EU.
year I was in 8th place, and now I'm in 9th.
Oh man!
Damn, pecking order and pimping ain't easy.
Yeah. There's also shouldn't have done that in all caps. That's so funny. And then I will point out the very first comment in this thread below this post is hilarious. I'm sorry, the second comment. Whoa there, NA. Don't burn out by doing too much too fast. And I'll explain that. So you notice the top EU team, 163-12, the top NA team played half as many games. Or a little more than half as many games. I don't know why that discrepancy exists. I guess EU is just more active in threes.
If you look at the 20th place, so the bare minimum to get in the top 20 in the EU, you have to win 10 games and only lose 1 game.
Right.
That's to get that.
You have to play 11 games and only lose 1.
Yeah, exactly. In NA, you only have to win 6 games.
Or play 5 games and lose 1.
Yeah, but still, only play 6 games.
Yeah, only play 6 games. I don't know why that discrepancy exists. I guess EU people are just better at PvP. Shots fired.
Also, can someone please explain to me why 5-1 is a higher score than 6-0?
Because... Oh, yeah. I don't know. Why? Okay, so... In NA, number 19 and 20, number 19 score is 5-1, and number 20 score is 6-0.
Yep.
So number 20.
They played the.
Unless we're super dumb and that's like losses on the left. What if it was? This would be the most fucked up ranking thing ever. That's weird. I don't know. Man.
If it were losses to left and wins to the right, which let's just imply that that's it, you only have to play 7 games. 7 games and be ranked.
That is not the case. We are just joking around. But yeah, that is strange. Number 19 and 20. I don't really understand that. But yeah, if you want to take a look for yourself, hit up the show notes. I love Time Travel's fucking profile picture, by the way. It's like a dude that he drew by himself. Looks adorable. Maybe his child drew it. I don't even know if he has children. Anyways, that rambling means that it's time to move on to the next thing, which is also an issue that we found on the forums, posted by none other than our very own Mayor Das Moose.
Yeah. So apparently when you're playing the what is it called, the space chase stuff, you can get NPCs that you can put in your housing plots. Now all of the current NPCs that you can place all have some form of animation. Either they look around, they move their hands a little bit. They don't walk around or anything.
Right. They're just kind of idle animations.
Yeah, exactly. None of these have movement, and so they're just kind of stagnant, not moving, which to me would look really weird.
Yeah, like statuesque, but with the features of a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so Moose brings this up, and the reason why I like this is because Moose makes a reference to STOS on this, and like I don't think anyone got it.
No, I don't think so.
The post is called Space Chase NPC. And he says, "Is this a bug? If not, I'll edit this post to be something about tacos or something. Everyone loves tacos."
Space taco.
Which exactly is a reference to space taco trucks. So I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, and Fuzzpot in chat even says it looks incredibly weird.
Yeah, like a frozen person standing at your house. That would look really weird.
Yeah, and so the response they got was less than pleasing in my opinion.
Yeah.
I checked into this, and you're right. These guys aren't playing any animations at present. Unfortunately, that will continue to be the case for the time being. On the bright side, we do plan to add proper animation on these models eventually, but there were bigger fish to fry this time around. Thanks for the post. So while they are promising, yes, we are going to make these changes and we are going to add the animations, completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
Don't put them in the game. If
Yeah.
it's not a finished asset, don't put it in the game.
Yep.
Like, that makes no sense to me. It's like, oh, I got this. I created this dungeon, but I'm not done with it. So
Yeah, it doesn't have mobs yet, but we should just put it in. There are no mobs. And then they post a bug report saying, hey, this dungeon doesn't have any mobs. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was supposed to have mobs, and it will someday. Okay.
The
Thanks.
only way,
Bye.
randomly you'll just take damage. Like the mobs are still there. They're just not in like physical.
Not
form.
visible or targetable. It's just
So you're just
floating areas where things damage you. That wouldn't be acceptable. Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. I mean, I personally don't give that much of a fuck because I don't use those things very often. The little animated people, I find them slightly creepy.
But again, it has nothing to do with whether you use them or not.
Oh yeah, I totally get
You
it.
don't use them, but there are a lot of housing people that wanted them and would use them. The fact is that they're putting assets into a game that are half done, and that's an issue. Is like, okay, is there no QC? Like, did someone go, oh yeah, that looks good, and just throw it in there, but not realize that it should have had some form of animation?
Yeah.
Because to me, that just seems like half-assed.
Right.
Which makes me sad, because the more you become half-assed, the less likely the game's going to succeed. You know what I mean? People want to see as close to polished and finished product as they can.
Yeah.
And mind you, I do get we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Like if there was a bug that like actually came through and was like, oh hey, when I load the game, my character animation's weird, but once the game actually loads, it's fine. It's like, okay, you're gonna have to deal with that. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like if it means diverting attention away from the bug that is, I can't log into the game. Like I would rather than prioritize it, can't log into the game. That's definitely true.
Yeah. So, but the fact is that they're flat out putting assets into the game that are incomplete. That's the issue I have.
Yeah.
So that is the strange tales of the week.
That was horrible.
All right.
We need you back, Doc. We need you back for the... Oh, he's going to try again.
That's it for the strange tales of the week.
It's missing the Mexican flair.
Okay, we are now...
No. Too racist. You went too far. With it. Pull it back.
So now on to the strange tales of the community.
So I found this on Reddit, and I think it's hilarious. I cannot confirm whether or not this is
deny it. Nor deny it.
Nor deny it. This. Yes, I cannot confirm nor deny the legitimacy of this post. But according to somebody on Reddit, they received a mount from a dev as compensation for an issue that they had receiving an item correctly that isn't released into the game yet. It is this Ithacan crawler. It's the gold one on the left. And that is apparently in-game. And the person who posted the thread on the WildStar Reddit said that it wasn't a dev. He didn't have a dev tag. And it was, it's a mount that's not in the game yet. So, that's a thing that's out in the wild.
Yeah, okay, that's a really weird thing. Like, hey, I didn't get my item that I bought properly. Oh, okay, here. Not only are we going to fix that, but we're also going to give you an item that's not in the game yet.
Right. So I don't think they did it on purpose. So I'll read the post from Reddit from the OP. He said, and actually I may have misspoken a little bit. The person who posted this on Reddit is the one in the crawler that is normal looking.
Mm-hmm.
And he's recalling a story from the person who was in the crawler that isn't in the game yet. So Here's what he says. Figured it out. The story's a bit comical. I talked to the guy for a bit, and he was not Carbine. This is what he explained to me. As you'll know, the blue version I'm writing was given as an account-wide version for keeping a subscription to the game since launch. He remained subscribed to the game and was instead gifted a random useless item by accident. Upon contacting support, they corrected the item into the crawler. That is not correct English, but whatever. However, they gave him the color that isn't supposed to be in the game yet. This version is also only character bound, so he only has it on that character. No idea if he told me all that to throw me off. I doubt he would have wasted that much time in conversation. It's the only one I've ever seen, so I'm inclined to take his word for it. So apparently he was supposed to receive the normally colored version, and probably whilst typing in a console command or running a database like query, they were like, oops, wrong one, and didn't realize it. Or he's a liar, pants on fire, and it's just like a dev trolling people.
Well, Fussbot is in chat and says it was, in fact, just a player.
And that, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
We'll never know for sure unless Carbine comes out and goes, Yo.
Our bad.
Our bad. Now everybody gets them out. I'm just kidding. That probably won't happen. But yeah, we thought that was a pretty funny story that you all would appreciate, so there it is.
Do you want me to go over the next?
Yeah!
You're the one that found it, so I just assumed you would. Krug also found a WildStar PvP video, which it's really funny. So it's called Genocide Squad 4, and they're showing themselves playing PvP, and they're just melting other players.
They're doing their name justice.
Yeah.
Health bars do not exist in this game. You rarely see the color red in a health bar.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's just...
Watch this damage. It is just nope, and that was like 80 people dying. Like, they're already gone. That is just bananas.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. The other issue... it's weird. The other thing is, I mentioned this to Krug, is he's got... There has to be an add-on that he's using, because his map is also different, if you notice.
It is, yeah.
So his view is really far out. So he may be using an add-on that expands his view, because that's really helpful in PvP. The further away you can get, the better.
Yeah, I think he adjusted the field of view, because it does look a little fisheye-y. That is not the way you say that for reals, but bear with me. And I don't think that's an add-on. I think you just do that in the configuration file. I think you just modify a little text file that changes your FOV. I'm not sure though, because I haven't done it.
Well, I mean,
because I have no need to.
He or she is using a add-on for health, for team health. They're using an add-on for their map, also hiding completely away the quests. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely take a look at their content, because not only is it fun to watch people smash other people in WildStar, but they are a very coordinated team. Like, you can hear their comms the whole time, and it's eye-opening to learn how they think about stuff like that.
Yeah. But that being said, that's actually kind of it. Like we said, it was gonna be a short week this week, and we were absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah. So Doc usually tries to do a little chit chat. He even has a little section in our notes that says chit chat, slow news week, or guests we could talk about, and it's empty. So that being said, we apologize for the very short week. We will be back next week. For sure, and then I think we're gonna take a week off because of the
Christmas.
Holidays.
Yes, we'll be taking a week off
so
for Christmas.
Be back next week with a full show. So Krug, where can people find you?
You can find me at KrugQT on Twitter. You can also email me. My email address is Krug, CROOG, at QTimes. That's QUETIMES.com. What about you?
You can find me at Indigo Jones QT, or you can email me at indigo@qtimes.com. If you want to get a hold of myself, Krug, and Doc all at the same time, you can email us at STOS@qtimes.com. Until then, guys, can't wait to talk to you later.
Hi everybody, Krug here. If you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and go fuck yourself.